Hello everyone. We're going to do some painting, and it's going to be a landscape painting, but with a bit of a difference. Don't think, oh, landscape, can't do one, which is what I did. I'm going to show you how we can do a fun one inspired by a fantastic artist, David Hockney. And you should have a little something like this by the end of the session. So there we go. Nice and bright, loads of fun, and let's get cracking. Okay, hello guys. Right, for this video, you will need a surface to paint on. You could do it on paper, but it gets a little wrinkly. Remember, this is acrylic paint. So I've got one of my trusty art boards here. It's a canvas fabric stretched over a piece of cardboard, albeit a dense piece of cardboard. They're really good for sticking in frames if you want to do that when you're finished. A pencil and an assortment of brushes. I've just got a few there, and for the very finishing point, after we have painted, a Sharpie pen. Other brands are available, and that's to go around the colours. Right, talking of colours, there's my palette today. Lots of bright colours. This is a landscape painting, but it's not a landscape in the way I used to think about them. Maybe a little boring, but anyway. This is a pop art style, I suppose you could say that, due to the colours being used. We're not going to paint it normal way, but I'd like you just to come along for the ride with me and join in, please. This workshop is inspired by the works of David Hockney, who is basically Britain's best artist ever and possibly worldwide. He had a series of paintings called the Road series, or the Journey to. So he would paint, and I'll pop some up on the screen, some examples of this. He would paint the road or the scenery on his way to his home in Yorkshire and to his studio in LA. Some fantastic work has come out of this first series, so like I said, I will pop some up around here so you can have a little look and know what I mean. Okay, first things first, we're going to take our pencil, and I want you to start about, what is it, maybe 2/3 up, and I want us to draw an S shape. I'm going to come across, I'm not going in the middle, I'm coming here. And watch this, we're going to swerve round and back and then there. So I would say that's an S. Now, the next stroke was going to be here. We're going to follow that S shape, but slowly get wider as we come down. This will give us a sense of scale, and that S, perhaps it's going off in the distance, who knows. There you go, there's my S. This can now become a river or the road, and whatever you want. And with that in mind, this road needs somewhere to go. So I'm going to we're going to get a curve off there, that way. I'm going to do a curve up here and down, and then another one. I'm going to start that way and come down here. So that's just 5 lines really, isn't it, already? And to me, that starts to look like some form of landscape that may be recognisable to us as hills. And as I said, a road coming towards us. The next step, I'm going to give this shape. I'm going to come this way. And then I'm going to divide that up. This could be a field as such. There. Looks like I've got another one here, but I'm going to go off the page that way. Then I think if this were a field, this one might come across like this. Ooh. Same here. I'm going to come around. I'm going to come this way. And then I'm going to bisect this. So let's go across there. So already, to me, this looks like some kind of landscape. I'm going to bring this line right across. There we go. Doesn't matter about this. We're going to paint it. Now, this landscape needs some detail. I'm not about to draw tiny little trees in the distance and put individual little leaves on them, because that's not how it works. For this one, we are going to put a hint of a tree. Mine's going to be a squiggle down and a squiggle that way. Then I'm going to move over a squiggly line, a squiggly line. This is a pop art painting. This is going to be fun. There we go. And there. And maybe there's one of these here. I don't know. And maybe another one of these. Have some fun with it. Some wiggles, some marks, some lines. I feel like there might be something else here. There we go. And done. This bit, I want you to think of some shapes. Again, as we're not drawing leaves for trees, individual leaves for trees, think what crops might be in your world. I'm going to have wiggles. So this is my version of a ploughed field, perhaps. This one is going to be triangles. And again, I just want you to have fun with this. You might have to sharpen your pencil if you're working on a tough canvas. Just have some fun with it. Once you've watched this, or if you're doing it as you're going along, enjoy it. Relax. That's what this is meant to be about. And I'm sure anyone can draw a triangle. We're just giving it different places to work in. What's next then? Where can I go? Might as well continue down here. Okay, so these are going to be circles. And by doing these circles, or a different shape or pattern in each field, we're giving the sense of these could possibly be different crops in our field. Is this a river? Is it a road? I'm not sure. Don't know yet. Let's make a decision on it. I'm going to say, okay, it's going to be a road. We'll go, I'm going to give wobbly wiggles. There we go. I think we need something on the horizon, maybe more tree shapes. I'm really letting just the wiggle work. Won't be completely bare, of course. I think that's it for me. What can I put over here? Right, crosses. Big and bold and colourful. That's what pop art's all about. It's definitely what our landscape is going to be about. There we go, coming together. I like the way these run across here, so I'm going to do that here, wiggle, wiggle. And that's as normal as I want this to get in terms of fields and what it might be. What else can we do? Perhaps there's a bush coming down here. Okay. So I'm going to have... I'm drawing some wiggles here. Again, I like that word today. And this will be a hedge, believe it or not. It's our hedgerow. And of course, it's not 2D, so we're going to come in like this. There's the other side of my hedge. And here it is, going off down there. Should disappear about here, I think, for me. I like that. That will become our hedge. Right, now you can put as much detail in as you want really, but I think that, oh no, I need some triangles or something. What can we have? Maybe some V's. Not sure what crops they are. One more. Poke it out. I can't wait to paint this. Let's get on with it. So our pencil is down on the canvas. The only normal thing about this, in traditional terms, I think, is that we should paint the sky blue. So I'm going to go in with not too big a brush. And for this, I'm going to dip in the water first. And I'm going to paint the sky very loosely with nothing but water. There. And just try and get another technique in here for you. So I guess what we've got here is a sort of a colouring book type of thing. That's all wet now. A little bit of blue. A little bit of blue on the plate. And I'm going to start top corner and I'm just going to drag across, right across with my brush. Down. It doesn't matter if we go over the tree. There we go. Now where those bits are, I'm not going to worry about them. I'm not going to paint them in. I'm just going to leave it how it is. If, however, you think you're painting your wall and you weren't keen on that and you paint it all blue like I've just done and then find that that is not working for you, then you can grab yourself some kitchen towel, roll it up in a ball, this is my workshop stuff, and press on, and then you get a different kind of technique where it lifts. And that scrumple bit of paper gives you some kind of, I don't know, I think that's better than it was to start with. Okay, so with your sky done, you can get your hairdryer out and blow it if you want to. I think because I've dabbed that, that's going to be probably enough there. I'm going to get on with working from the top down. I like to work this way because I find if I do it any other way, I'm rubbing my hands through the paint and that could be a bit tricky. So working from the top down, I am going to paint those hills in the background, and those in my painting, I'm going to keep those. So what happened to the green? I didn't do a green. Well, there we go. So I'm going to take a little purple, the brush from the blue, I've not changed it, not touched it, I washed it. So we got that little bluey mauve, why is the milk cow lilac thing going on? And let's do it. Just drawing the brush down at the moment. So there's still some moisture on here from the water, which is helping me actually. I'm going to dip in again, touch more water and bring this down. Don't be frightened about your pencil marks at this point. They're only a guide. We're going to paint over them and I will show you what we do with them a little later on. There's one. I think I'm going to cross to this side and get some in there. So wetting your acrylic paints turns them into a watercolour type of paint or a consistency. And of course you can do different layers or washes then with it. That's why I love acrylics, because they're so versatile. Get that down there. And the reason this now looks too purple, we'll take a bit off there. Let's see what this one looks like in the middle. Yeah, not bad. So I'm lifting the paint from this side and just using it to come over. I don't want those to be too imposing. And if you look at some or original landscapes, you'll see that those things right in the distance are often a bluey purple anyway. Brush goes in the water. Not going to use that. Have a few. If you don't have a few brushes and you're limited to just a couple, get it in the water straight away so they don't dry out whilst you're concentrating, and give them a good wash before you come back to do it. Anything else on them? What would be a good colour next to that? I think I'm going to go for some of this. The dark greeny turquoise. I'm going to start here. Maybe that would be good for trees. That's very dark. You know what? Not so keen on that for there. So, we don't panic. I'm going to take that brush we just put in and I'm going to lift it a little bit. Get that colour off. And then I'm going to put it over here, because it will now become a lighter colour when the water's added. And that's what I've got over here. I'm going to lift that from there and maybe start putting dabs of colour where our tree line might be. There you go. Don't worry about it overlapping the colours. Lift some more from here. So you could do this with any colour. If you find that it's too dark, lift it. And I'm doing a dab motion, which is leaving areas where the paint is darker than the others. And this will in turn look like more tree-like from a distance. And if you close your eyes, of course, it will look just like it is in the dark. Right. Yeah, kind of like that. Now about the brush again. And what should we do next? I think we need a contrasting colour. And I like this a lot. I'm going in. Boop. It's down. So each field is going to have a different colour, of course. I'm finding that the water's really helping with this today. Along the edge, right up to that road. I'm going to put, when you get to these complicated parts or these tricky bits, pop your brush in the corner, just dab it down, and then draw the brush towards you. You don't want to be hacking at it that way. It won't work. So down, this time away from you. And let the edge of the brush create the edge of where you're painting. Get a nice straight line that way. You can't paint a straight line doing that. It'll take a very long time. So there's some orange. What will go hideously next to that? I think some pink. Should we get some pink in there? Let's give it a go. I was wetting the brush slightly because these are the funny brushes here. Get some pink. Don't need this much at all. In that top corner, down. I'm thinking that's a bit dark for this bright painting that we're meant to be painting. So I've gone in, a little more water, and just, you're almost lifting that first bit of paint up. Again, I'm going back into the water. There we go. And now I'm going to just rub this line up gently. And remember, if you're going in a straight line, move the brush the way the line is and just keep approaching it ever so gently. Here we go again, into the corner, go along Stop. For this part, brush down, tip of the brush in the corner, gently follow the edge of your pencil line. Stop. Corner, follow the line. And once you've got your line, well, do what you like in the middle. Down, down. Now what I've noticed already is I really like these marks showing through the paint. It's not doing it on my yellow, on my orange. So I'm going to lift it with a bigger brush in the water before it dries. I'm just wiping away. Yeah, look at that, that's much better. Just wiping away, turn the brush round, wipe. Are we going to want to put it anywhere else, do you think? Maybe here. Let's just do it for now. I like that. Tissue, wipe your brush in, lift that paint up, back into the tissue. So there you go, that's how we can recover, as it were, if you decide you don't like what you've just put down. Brush, lift the paint, wipe it off, back in. Now I've got almost a sense of shape on this and shade. Where the hill moves over, it's lighter on the top. There we go. Yes, like that. One more wipe, closer to the edge, lift a little bit more up. Done. Can you see how at the moment you've got almost a dark outline around that? I think that's added something to it. Right, brush in with no paint on and only a little pigment here. Let's see what we get out of this. Will it be a lighter orange? The versatility of our acrylic paint, I love it. Look at that. Gosh. When I started this, the sky was going to be the only one with a wash, and then I was going to show you how vibrant these acrylics are. And as I mentioned before, if you can get the best quality paint you can, they are way more versatile. Look at that. They're still so vibrant, and yet it's a tiny, tiny dab of paint with a little water, and it's gone a long way. I love it. What should we put up here? Do we need a yellow, do you think? I'm going to go for yellow up there. Go for yellow. I wonder what colour that is. Right. We've got some nice bright yellow paint here, although on the tube it says mid paint. So this is our mid yellow paint. And I might have too big a brush, but let's see how a so-called painter can get on with it. Reposition the paint on your brush. If you find it's come down the edge here, back on your palette, just give it a little wipe, and you could put it exactly where you want it then, right on the end, like so. This time I'm going to start up here. The other colours, what should this, we're working our way down, what colour should this be? We've got light blue, we've used a little purple, we haven't used red yet. Let's see. Big blob of red, too much, put it back. Just covering the bristles this time. In we go. I'm going to just slightly go over the top of my hedgerow here, because then when that's dry we can paint over the overlap. Over the overlap. Dum bum bam. Now, whilst I've got that red on here, we've left some trees out, so I want to see what that looks like. I don't think the purple's finished yet, but I'm going to hint at some. Let's give it a try. Okay, not sure how that'll work out. Might go too far. Could work. I'm going to carry on with the others. I'm going to put one here. Didn't draw that one in. Doesn't matter. Dry brush. I'm going to take some of that off. Only a touch. Of course, you guys will have the option of letting these things dry or getting a hairdryer out, but don't happen to have a hairdryer on me. So we are just going to go flat out. There's no hidden surprises or camera trickery here. We are just going for it straight off the bat. Okay, right, I've got my colours in. Oh, what's this one going to be? That yellow works quite well. I think I'm going to go yellow there. Then we might have a purple bush. Imagine that. Okay. And there's a few little pieces I can see which haven't quite got the paint. So down here and over here. I'm going to try and find that brush again. I think it was this one. Definitely was that. Lots of water. And again, I'm just going to try and bring some of that colour down. There we go. To match some of this colour into here. Oh, I put some yellow in. Shh, don't tell anyone. There we go. Ooh, I like that. Very, very good. Happy. Are we happy? If you're joining in, are we happy? I hope you are, because this, lots of fun. We're not going to worry about colour theory and all that boring stuff. I just want us to paint. I'm thinking I might go purple there, you know. I think I am. Or do I have a purple road? Purple road would look nice. Right, here we go. I have got a very, very dark blue here. And I don't want it to be too overpowering, so I'm going to take a little water, some of that blue. I'm going to put it in here. And that might give us a little bit of balance going up to the top there. Let's see. In at the bottom. A little water. Spread it round. So this top of the brush, rather than try and paint the top of the brush, take it and wiggle up. Give us a circular motion. Look at that. Push up, up, up. Look at that. Done. Brush again. Follow the line. Turn it around. Give it a little tap. If it's starting to look a bit... See that? Take it, put it down, tap that side, flip it over, tap that side. This is a flat brush, so I'm just tapping there, and then you should be able to see that all your bristles are now nice and flat, and when they're like that, you can draw a nice line. So I'm in on the blue, and I'm gently following the line. Now, I'm a little shy. Don't look at me, I'm shy. A little bit shy here of the line, so I'm going to go back over. I'm just moving over ever so slightly. Round, and it peters off, so I'm lifting the brush as it gets into the... Bye! It's gone. Oh, don't know. I'm going to take this and I'm going to twist and lift, twist and lift. And for those of you that don't know what this is my manky tissue I used earlier for the sky. I'm twisting in there, and look at that. This might be a good technique for clouds one day. Keep your eyes peeled, there might be a new video for that. Okay, right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in hard with the blue. I think it's too blue. So this is what I'm going to do. It's too blue. Whoa, mate. Get that pigment in your brush. Right. Now he says, is that just become a river? I don't know. Change your water regularly. There you go, just done mine. It's a handy sink behind me in the workshop here. Nice brush can give you a nice edge. And get the right brush for you. It's important to feel comfortable in what you're doing, but if I took this brush next to this, it would take me a lot longer. So just be comfortable, but also use the right tool for the job. You might think that that's too big, but look, it's got a good tip on it, so I could get to the end and I could come right round. Oh, he's gone and got the orange, hasn't he? Silly man. I'm going to keep going. Nobody noticed. Come on. Have some fun. Look at that. Imagine driving on a road like that. If it was round here, there'd be loads of potholes in it. Have I got to paint the potholes? I hope not. Now, actually, that's not so bad, because I was thinking a greyish colour, but I didn't want to be grey. We don't have green fields. We've got orange and yellow and purple and red and pink. So, I don't know. I'm thinking that's pretty good. And sort of tying in with the top. I'm going to... Oh, I think the more I do, the more I'm going to mess up. It's one of the things being a painter. You've got to know when to stop. And it's the hardest thing. Do you know what? I don't think that's half bad. I really like that. I like that. We've got things that match. Things that read well as a painting. I'm rather happy with that. So when you're happy with yours, it's time to let it dry. But of course, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to dry it off and get back to you. So next time you'll see me, we'll be finishing it off. Okay, so we're back. I have given this a dry, about 5 minutes under a room heater. Of course, if you've got hairdryer, that would be a lot quicker. I like how I can still see those marks popping out from underneath the paint that we put down. Firstly, I would say to you, get those brushes in the water. You don't want good brushes being ruined because we're just so excited to paint this picture. Okay, my brushes are in. I was talking to me really, if you can't tell. And now we go for our pen. I like to use a permanent marker because then you can give an acrylic varnish over your work and it's not going to run. And we quite simply draw over the pencil marks that were there in the first place. A lot of the pop art has a black outline. It gives it that sort of cartoon vibrancy that I really like. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start over here. We may speed things up shortly because I'm sure you all know how to put a pen over a previous pencil mark. All right, let's go. Stop talking. Now, for this video, I'm trying to keep this palette straight, but remember, move it round. Help yourself. My arm moves that way, not like that. So move about. Move the palette round to help you. Whilst you're on the same plane, across. Where the two colours meet, draw your line. And that black line really makes things pop out. And it's also an indication that we're nearly complete, basically. Look at this, I'm even going upside down now. Make it easy for yourself. That curve here inside is a lot easier than trying to do it that way. And you've got to make that voice as well. Like around, boom, twist. Bring that pen towards you. A lot easier than this. I see people doing this a lot. Little jagged lines. If you want little furry jagged lines and you want it to take you all day, fine. You carry on with that. Whatever works for you. I want to get this done. So I'm turning it round, making it easy for myself. In rip. We got a bit of a parallel one here. I'm curving round and coming down. When I get to there, I got another line. There we go. There again. Make sure this bit's dry. We don't want to drag our finger through. So with that in mind, I'm coming here first because there is nothing to rub my hand against then. Down. This one. I often find your first stroke is often the best mark to make. If you worry about redoing it all the time, it's going to look too staged. Get in there. Yes, we've got to take our time to a certain extent, but have fun. It's often like people park in a car. They'll park in, they'll get it straight, and then they go, and they in exactly the same place as they were when they came in, like that. There we go. That's my view on parking. Right, going up to the top. Let me finish this road off where you might want to park on. Right, I think there's one thing left to do. If this definitely is a road, we need to give it some lines. I'm going to take this brush here. I'm going to go right in with the white. Get it loaded up again. Remember that little tap? Let's get rid of that excess. Right, I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to put one there. The mark I do is what it is. This one, it's coming around the curve, start up high, press a bit more. Next one, gently touch. There it is. That is my tribute to the Road series. Some fantastic paintings by a fantastic artist, David Hockney. I hope you joined in. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to sign your work, because that's very important. And please have fun. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.